Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're Jennifer? How do I know you're Jennifer?
Because I'm right here. You can see me. Wait, AI. It could not be me too.
Well, and that's where a lot of social media platforms are trying to go with this whole verification. And the latest one to jump on board is Meta.
Yes, verifying exactly who you are and a lot of other perks with it as well.
Well, I will say a lot of other things in the bundle, but maybe they are or aren't perks. But for those of you that are not aware, Facebook has announced, and I think they said they're rolling it out first, like in New Zealand or Australia, to
Yep,
get the bugs
correct.
out before they bring it here to the US.
Yep.
The opportunity for just a mere somewhere between $11 and $14 a month, you can verify your account. You can buy the certification that says you are who you say you are.
Yes. I have a lot of problems with this. I'll just start off there.
Jump
Uh,
in.
I'm really trying to understand the business, and so maybe you can shed some light, or maybe you're just as much like scratching your head, like this doesn't make sense. But I'll start off with the one you mentioned, $11.99 for web, $14.99 for iOS. Why a different cost, and why a cost for web versus iOS? Like, that makes zero sense to me. I'm trying to understand why they would do that.
To punish Apple.
Nailed it.
I mean, the bottom line is over the last few years, Apple has been beating up on Facebook. They have been
Absolutely.
Restricting
Yep.
access. They have
I
been,
didn't even think of
hiding the usage. So so Apple has really complicated Facebook's world, and so now Facebook is throwing a wrench at them.
it.
And now, before we jump in and completely bash it, let's talk about the service bundle. Hey, for this fee, we'll verify your account. So we will also on mobile give you two-factor authentication, which I already have. So if I don't pay for it, I'm going to lose.
Maybe they didn't say
Maybe.
that. They didn't
But
say that.
well,
Yep.
they haven't decided. But anybody new who hasn't authenticated with two-factor will not have it unless they pay. And you're going to have access to customer service. Now, this really strikes me as funny because
Yeah.
Facebook is notoriously terrible for their customer service. So now I get to pay them and hope I get better service.
Isn't this just like such a weird model that like I would pay for customer service? I expect customer service. I don't need to be itemized out and paying for that and that being a perk. Like, where did we go wrong in the world where that's a perk? That should just be part of business.
Well, and so again, and I'm no Facebook fan. I'm no cheerleader from Mark Zuckerberg. So let's get that on the table now. But he's backed into a corner. He
Yeah.
created a business that he promised would always be free. And it is a huge business, huge business. It is a
Correct.
monster operation. And he figured out he could fuel it with advertising. But over the last year, they have seen this huge decline in their advertising revenues.
Yep.
People are moving away from big spends on Facebook, and particularly in the area of politicians. They're also facing increasing threats of regulation from the federal government. And so money's got to come from somewhere.
I totally get that. I just think the positioning of saying that you're paying for that, I think there could have been better positioning. So I'm going to break down like the badge of verification. First of all, they've only said it's for creators, so this is
Mhm.
not personal pages, this is not business. That could be an oversight why they said creators, but there is technically a difference on the back end of how you set up your profile. And some of us, like you said, are already verified. I've already sent in my driver's license. I'm already verified.
Mhm.
Will that go away now that like maybe not, because I had to verify to run political ads.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
why I
Yes.
had to do it. Um And so, will you pay to have an ongoing verification? Why? It's a one
Well,
thing.
so the only reason that I'm the least bit intrigued, and I'm not going to do this for me because I don't advertise. But here's the thing. If you're spending money advertising on Facebook, you're doing it to get visibility. Facebook has said if you verify, if your account is verified, they will give you visibility in the newsfeed. Now, they have not defined what that visibility is, they have not defined, but if it means my content will show up more often in organic search, and I'm already paying for it, I'm already spending 50, 100, $200 a month, take $14.99 a month out of your ad budget and buy the verification. To me, Facebook doesn't make any more money. I don't care. But if this allows you to buy, and you can always stop and go back to advertising, but if this allows you, really does give you more visibility on your organic content, and as a creator, that's what you're looking for. To me, that's the only reason to consider verification.
And I'm going to disagree.
Because you can't control the audience.
I'm going to disagree because I'm going to take my chances with ads with that extra $14.99, even though it's a small amount, for a couple of reasons. Increased visibility is not necessarily, like you just said, allowing me to know who that is going to get in front of. And so I'm going to take my chances with ads with the possibility that I can actually target who I want to get in front of, because I don't know who Facebook's going to put that in front of. And I don't want to put necessarily Facebook in front of that. And currently, right now, with like organic social media, I don't get the kind of metrics that I do with ads to know whether or not that increased visibility is actually working. And so I would rather take my chances within the ads rather than paying the extra $14.99. Now, if you gave me more metrics and allowed me to target better with that and blah, 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 then yeah, I might do it.
Well, and I think I have always been on the let's experiment, especially when it's a very
Sure.
small amount of money.
Sure.
And I probably would recommend it for 3 to 6 months. I would, to get over some of the hesitancy, I would definitely be doing some very different campaigns on organic versus on my advertising. And I would definitely twist my organic for a period
Yeah.
of time to specifically drive to certain pages on my website.
That's a really good point, because I would agree with that then too, because usually first to the game sometimes with these new type things you get like a distinct advantage. And so
Mhm.
with the cost being so low, I could
Mhm.
agree with, and maybe it's worth the extra that. But I'm just such a fan on the ads.
It's interesting because I think one of the things that this will do, and maybe more on Instagram than on Facebook, I hate the ads. I am just, if I see the word sponsored, I don't even look at the content anymore. I'm just irrelevant, 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 irrelevant. It might even be relevant. I don't care. They have so overloaded my Instagram feed that it's not even fun
Yeah.
anymore.
This
And
could help with that, and that could
Mhm.
help them find revenue in other places so that they wouldn't necessarily have to, rely so much on the ads in order to make income. Obviously, Musk, came out with this first, Elon with his Twitter, which you're more of a Twitter fan, so I didn't even pay attention when all of that went down. Yeah.
quite honestly, it on Twitter, to me, it was a non-event. First off, I don't see advertising on Twitter very much, partially because nobody advertises, and not nobody. I mean, give people
Yeah.
an opportunity to advertise, but they're not making a lot of money on that. And I use Twitter to communicate with a very specific community. So I'm not following celebrities
Yeah.
and all of that. I think the last article I read, he made right now his verification revenue is at 10% of what
Yeah.
he hoped it would be. So that kind of raises the question, okay, Mark, yes, Twitter found a way to make money and you're trying to jump on that, but it didn't really work well for them. It's really not producing the revenue that they want.
Yeah.
Is this the best path for Facebook?
And I question the authenticity of really knowing someone. So, you have to upload your driver's license, both sides, and things like that. You can create fake driver's license. So, like, is that really gonna make that much more authentic? No, not in my opinion. That can be faked too.
You know what? In this day and age, it can. The thing that I don't like as a creator is, in order to maintain the authenticity, once you verify, you cannot change your photo.
Hmm.
You cannot change any of your primary information, account name, date of
Yeah.
birth. So they're really trying to freeze you. But as a creator, I mean, I don't change the name of my account, but my photo
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time,
You're a
all
creator.
the time.
Yeah, I could definitely. They're not thinking about it from a marketing type aspect.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. The increased customer service, I don't see that as a huge benefit because I think it should just be there. It's pretty sad as is to get anything done. The badge of verification, I'm not impressed with that. The increased searchability, I'm not really that impressed with that. So it's a no for me for now.
Like I said, I'm not advertising on Facebook, so I'm not inclined to give them access to my pocket for this either. I think it's something worth watching, and I think for the right agency or the right account, it could be interesting. But I think the bottom line is it's evidence that Facebook really doesn't have any creative ideas left.
Or evidence that in general with social media, they got to find other ways to produce revenue than ads.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So, are you a yay or a nay on meta verification? Go ahead and drop a note in the chat and let us know. And that's it for now. We'll see you next week.
All right, take care.
Bye now.